Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Boom Broadcasting presents Three from Deep. Your host, Jason Colenso. Welcome to the show. How's everybody doing? Hump Day Wednesday. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for joining me. Welcome. Lots to talk about on this show here. Very excited. But first things first, let's get into the specifics of joining Boom Broadcasting. Let's go ahead and like and subscribe, guys. Jump on the Boom Broadcasting YouTube channel here. You get to check me out, Three from Deep. Lots of other great content that we have. We can use your support. We're trying to strive for 5. We're trying to get to that 500 mark and beyond. So we can't do this without you guys. So like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family, jump in there, whatever you got to do. Help us out here. We appreciate it. We appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for joining me today. So what are we going to get into in today's show? So let's talk about the T-Wolves. Big win on Monday night. We're going to discuss that. Something to think about here. Then we're going to jump into Detroit Rock City. Bad boy Pistons back. Making some noise now. We're going to talk about that a little bit here. Then I also got, of course, my special top 5. I like to do my top 5s here. So I got a different one for you here today. And then I'm going to throw something a little bit interesting here at the end here. We're going to do a little layup line. I got about 3 mini stories that I want to throw out there. So we're going to just do some quick layups. So I appreciate you guys. And we're going to jump right into the show. Welcome. All right. Monday night. T-Wolves rallied from 25 down to beat SGA in the Oklahoma City Thunder. 131-128 in overtime. Anthony Edwards showing why he is still a stud in this league. A nice little block on SGA in OT to solidify the win. And 17, 11, and 8. Naz Reid playing very well. 22 points. And then Jaden McDaniels throwing in 27. So great win for the T-Wolves. SGA still my number 1 guy for MVP. Again, my crack imaging staff here. MVP watch for Mr. SGA. So 39, 10, and 8. Jalen Williams dropped 27, but in a loss. Look, guys, does this win propel the T-Wolves back into the conversation? Last year, Wolves were 3rd in the West. Got to the Western Conference Finals, lost to the Dallas Mavericks 4-1. OKC was 1st in the West. Lost in the semis to the Mavericks. So, does this move get the T-Wolves back? Right now, sitting back in the West, I don't know. They have been playing very underwhelming basketball right now. They're in 7th in the West. They're 1 game away from the Clips. So I think the T-Wolves can definitely move up to that 6th or even 5th spot in the West if they can catch fire here. Anthony Edwards averaging 27.5 points per game, 6 rebounds, 4.6 assists. Rudy Gobert, the Stifle Tower, 11 points per game, 10.4 rebounds, and 1.8 assists. But let's look at Naz Reid. Naz Reid, after this year, is going to get a truckload. Back the Brinks truck up because he is playing very, very well. I hope the T-Wolves can keep him because he is playing unbelievable basketball right now. Someone they can definitely count on. That losing Karl Anthony Towns, the Randle trade. That's why the Knicks got rid of him because he's not really there, even when he is there. Naz Reid, 14.9 points per game, 5.8 rebounds, 2.1 assists, but shows up in the moments that you need him. So it'd be interesting to see if the T-Wolves can keep him after this year. But it was a heck of a win. And I do think that this gets the T-Wolves back into the conversation. They were right there last year. Ran into a smoking hot Luka Doncic and Dallas Mavericks team, unfortunately. But the West better watch it. Oklahoma City better watch it. Oklahoma City's been in first place before and has underperformed in the playoffs. Still a young squad. SGA, is he set to make that leap? He's being compared to a lot of the greats. He has that talent. He is an unbelievable basketball player, and I think he will be the MVP this year. Joker's nipping at his heels, but SGA's got those Oklahoma City Thunder in first, so I still think he goes away with it. But T-Wolves playing much better. I think they get up to the 6th or 5th slot. They better watch it. Oklahoma City, you're on notice right now. You better watch it. This is pretty cool. Detroit Rock City. The Detroit Pistons are back and relevant again, thanks to Cade Cunningham. 7th straight win against those Clippers, 106-97. Cade, 32-9. Jalen Duren, 12 and 19 rebounds. 19 rebounds, that's awesome. Tobias Harris, 20 points. They're 32 and 26, 6th in the East. Guys, the Detroit Pistons have been the bottom of the barrel in the East for way too long. It has been since 2015 since they've had this kind of winning streak. They have been terrible. Cade Cunningham. I think Cade Cunningham needs to get into the conversation because MVP watch, guys. I'm going to throw that in there. Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham playing fantastic basketball for the Detroit Pistons. 2021 first round draft pick. First few years, they were considering him a bust. Came out this year playing awesome. Can Detroit kind of make its way up there? I think they got a shot. They got a really good team there. And as a Knicks fan, scares me a little bit because they're not going to be an easy out. They're 4 games clear of the Magic, the Hawks, the Heat, and the Bulls. So I think as long as they keep winning, they don't have to worry too much about the guys behind them. But they may be able to catch the Pacers or maybe able to catch the Bucks if they can get a string of games going. But 7 straight, that's awesome. And to have a winning record this late in the season, thank you. Detroit Pistons, giving you some flowers, showing you some love on 3 from Deep here on the Boom Broadcasting Network here. Detroit Rock City, back making Detroit proud. The Lions needed a little help. The Tigers had a great baseball season this year, looking a little better going into next year. They needed you Pistons to step it up a little bit, and you did. Cade Cunningham showing why he was a first-round draft pick. I love talking about it because we haven't in a long time. So I still think the Pistons can make a run in the playoffs, and I think they're going to be the hardest out of a lot of these teams. I still got kind of the Bucks as a little bit more, I want to say, of a dark horse. It's hard to say and put Giannis Antetokounmpo and Dame Lillard as dark horses with Doc Rivers. But the Celtics and the Cavs are kind of running away with this thing right now, and it's going to be hard to beat those 2 squads. But if anybody can do it, I think the Pistons got a shot. Cade Cunningham keeps playing the way he does. Watch it. They are coming. The East is not an easy out. So we're going to take a quick timeout. Guys, I do my top 5. Done a lot of different ones. Try to do these to get you thinking a little bit about some of the things that you love and that you think about. Also want to give you a little bit of an insight to who I am. Um, I have some different things that I love. I'm not just a sports fan, but there's so much more in life that I enjoy, and I want to just kind of project that to you. So just open the door a little bit to who Jason Colenso is. So I got, and I dug a little. I want to say dug a little deep, but this is my top 5 bucket list. Everybody's gonna have that list of things they want to do before they kick the bucket, which is kind of weird to think about sometimes. But we all have those thoughts. We all sit there some days and wonder, hey, I want to do this before I go. I want to do that before I go. I have my top 5 list of things I'd like to do before I unfortunately leave this earth. Number 5, I've always wanted to do it. I have not been able to do it. I'd love to do it. If someone can make it happen for me out there, let me know. I'd love to go ghost hunting. I love a lot of those shows. I've watched Ghost Hunters on TV. I've watched Josh Gates and Exhibition X. Some of those shows where they've done some ghost haunts and they've went to some of these haunted asylums, Trans Allegheny over there in West Virginia, Penhurst over in PA. I'd love to do that. I'd love to kind of just hang out with some people and do a ghost hunt. Do I believe in ghosts? I mean, in some aspects, yes. I don't think it's a Casper the Friendly Ghost situation. I believe that the energy that is within us and around the universe, sometimes gets trapped. Sometimes those things get recorded in buildings, especially the materials they're made out of. So, in some aspects, yes, I do believe that there is an afterlife once we shed this shell. And I'd love to go hang out with somebody, especially somebody that knows what they're doing. I don't want to go with a bunch of scared people and then just start freaking out and not enjoy it. But love to go ghost hunting, guys. So if anybody out there does that, let me know. I'd love to come with you. Number 4, go on a cruise. I've never really been on a cruise. I've been on a boat. I've been on some small little weird like evening gambling kind of cruises, just right in the intercoastal waterway when I lived in Florida. But Caribbean, Alaska, I'm getting a little older, so maybe one of those European river cruises where it's kind of slow because being out in the deep ocean kind of freaks me out a little bit. But I've never been on a cruise before. I know tons of people that have gone on them. They love them, with the food and some of the activities that you can do. So I'm hoping one day I get to, before I kick the bucket, go on a cruise and see what all the hype is about and check it out. So that's my number 4. Number 3, I'd love to drive a supercar. I've kind of sat in a Ferrari before. I've walked by a Lamborghini numerous times. I've never been in one and never got to drive one. So if anybody out there can make that happen, let me know, man. I'd like to try it at least one time, but I'd love to get in a supercar and just take a drive around the neighborhood, man. I think it'd be kind of cool. Us normal people that don't have the availability and the funds to purchase a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or some of the other crazy supercars that are out there. Um, I'd like to do it. I think it'd be kind of cool just to get in one and drive around and not crash. Probably would be my biggest thing because I would probably be freaked out a little bit not being able to drive $100,000, $200,000 sports car. But I damn sure give it a try. So anybody out there wants to give me a shot, I'll try not to crash, but I'd love to drive a supercar. Never got to do it before, so I think it'd be cool to do before I kick the bucket. Number 2, I'd like to go on safari. Kind of a weird one, but I love animals. I love nature. I do a lot of hiking. I do a lot of exploring. I've been up mountains, done a lot of different things out and about. Been to some different countries, been to the Panamanian rainforest and was able to zip line through the Panamanian rainforest, which was awesome, but have never done anything like that. I'd love to go on safari. I love going to zoos, but I'd like to see the animals in the natural habitat. Hopefully, not get eaten by a lion or mauled by a hippo would be great. But I think it would be kind of cool to get out there and just feel that energy, the natural environment, the um, how small and insignificant sometimes the human population is compared to the animals that are out there. So hopefully one day I get to do it, but I would love to go on African safari. I think it'd just be kind of cool, and I would have a lot of fun. And my number one bucket list, which I've already told my friends I want to do it. I'm not mortgaging my house, so it's going to be a little tough, but I'd love to go to a Super Bowl. Never been. I've been to football games. I've gotten to go to an NBA playoff game. It was the 2005, I think it was the 2005 Miami Heat, Detroit Pistons. So I've been to a playoff game in the NBA, but never like a championship game. I've never been to a World Series. That would be a close second, but I'd love to go to a Super Bowl, whether the Giants are playing or not, but just to experience that fanfare, the environment, the spectacle of it all. It looks a certain way on TV. I'd like to kind of experience that and at least say that I was able to do it one time. So, anybody out there with some extra Super Bowl tickets down the road you're going to get rid of, holler at your boy. I'd love to go. I'm a fun companion. But yeah, that's my number one, would be, as a sports fan, I think that's the top of the mount. I think we've always, as sports fans, would love to see that type of game. I've been to some pretty cool games. Never been to a no-hitter or a perfect game. Some of those historic games where something historic happened. Hopefully one day, but I'd like to. But I know the Super Bowl is up there. So again, my bucket list, top 5, hopefully I get to do before I leave this earth is, number 5, go ghost hunting. Number 4, go on a cruise. Number 3, drive a supercar. Number 2, African safari. And number 1, go to the Super Bowl. So that's my wish list. And I'm curious, guys, drop me a line. What does your bucket list look like? What are your top 5 things you'd love to do before you leave this earth? We're here a very short time, whether it's, even if you get to 80, if you're lucky, knock on wood, hopefully I can make it to that and beyond, especially with medical technology. But life is very short, as you can see by a lot of the stuff that's going on around us. I don't want to be too deep here right now, but make that bucket list and try to make it come true. I'm working on trying to make mine come true. So I appreciate you guys listening. But drop me a line. Let me know what yours is. So now we're going to jump into a little thing I like to call the layup line. I've got some quick things I want to talk about here. First things first is don't trust the process. Here we are again with Joel Embiid going in for knee test, looking like he's going to be out for the rest of the season. He's missed 38 games already this year. 76ers are done, 20-37. They're paying Paul George $50-something million a year to be a shell of what he normally was. So I think the process is over. I think this is the end, finally, of the 76ers. Can we trade Joel Embiid away next year, please? Can we trade Paul George away, please, next year? Can you guys start over again from scratch? Because I think everybody is tired of talking about this may be the 76ers year. It's just like the Cowboys talking about every year they're going to be a Super Bowl contender. Every year the 76ers are put up here and they ended up down here. So please, let's put a fork in the 76ers. And I think this is truly the end. And I feel bad. Joel Embiid is a heck of a talent. He just cannot stay healthy. His body cannot take the wear and tear of an NBA season. He has not been able to really most of his career. He's had a few decent years where they've made it to the playoffs, and he was one corner shot away from making it in the playoffs. But we're done. 76ers, stick a fork in them. It's time to start over. Layup. The Joker is wild. In a win versus Indy, 125-116, Denver Nuggets, Nikola Jokic had 18 points, 19 assists, and 9 rebounds. It's hard not to talk about Nikola Jokic as probably the best player in the NBA right now. I mean, you could talk about SGA. You can talk about Giannis Antetokounmpo, a healthy Doncic, John Morant. You can put all these guys out there. There are some great, great NBA talented players. Jason Tatum. But Nikola Jokic is doing things in Denver that are absolutely amazing. He's averaging 29.2 points, 12.6 rebounds, 10.4 assists. 10.4 assists. The dad bod god, Nikola Jokic. He's not a point guard. He's not a high flyer. He's not a flashy player. He's got a solid game. He's kind of like Tim Duncan. He's just very vanilla, but he can shoot it from anywhere on the court. He can get his shot when he needs to, gets rebounds, and makes assists. 19 assists is phenomenal. And he is having an outstanding season. It's hard not to put him. So we're going to put him up there with, I think he's a close second right now in the MVP watch. But guys, Nikola Jokic is doing some special things on the court right now. Please pay attention to what he's doing, because we've never really seen someone like him putting up numbers the way he does. Juggernaut. It's absolutely amazing. So keep doing your thing, Joker. And then we're going to get Iggy with it. Andre Igoudala on Sunday night had his number 9 retired by the Golden State Warriors. The 2015 Finals MVP was honored by having his number hung from the rafters. Well-deserved. Had a great run on that Golden State Warriors dynasty. Integral part of that dynasty. I don't think he nearly gets enough credit. I know he won that MVP, but he does not get enough credit for being kind of the spark plug of that team. When he got traded over from Philly, everybody kind of thought he was going to go out to Golden State and just disappear. And he did anything but. But the big question is Andre Igoudala a Hall of Famer? I want to hear what you think. I think yes. I think he's maybe not a first ballot, but I think he does get in. Just he's had an amazing career, going from Philly, then going to Golden State, winning some chips in Golden State, being an MVP there. I think he does make it in. He was an unbelievable talent. So congratulations to Iggy for having your number 9 retired. Will be in the rafters. And it'll be up there, and I'm sure Steph, and I'm sure Draymond, and I'm sure Clay will be up there too. So you're going to see a few more of those Golden State Warriors from those teams up in the rafters pretty soon. I don't know about soon. I hope we get to see Steph Curry about 5 more years, but we'll see. But awesome job. Congratulations, Iggy. Now immortalized. Guys, I'm recording this show on Tuesday evening. I can't stay up too late, unfortunately. I do got to work in the morning, but I'm going to miss it a little bit. But I want to recap that Lakers Mavs game. Big game on Tuesday night with Luka playing against his former team. I had a great show live on Out of Pocket with Michael Davis and Podcast Schmitty. If you guys haven't seen it, jump on the YouTube network, Boom Broadcasting. You can see it on demand. It doesn't cost you anything. All it'll cost you is liking and subscribing, which is free. All you got to do is click some buttons, and we appreciate it. But I think that's going to be a huge game. I'm going to recap it, especially if something big goes down, which I think this game is set up for some big things on my Saturday show. So on my Saturday show, we will kind of revisit what happened Tuesday night. So I appreciate it. I can see Luka dropping 50. So when this comes out on Wednesday, check me. We'll see how this ages. But that trade is still reverberating through the NBA right now. And I could sit here and talk about that trade over and over again because it is that big of a bombshell. So, but thank you guys very much for being here. I appreciate you jumping on and watching me. I thank you all for the love and support. Jump on here, Boom Broadcasting Network, like and subscribe. Please, we want to get to that $500 500 subscriber. I mean, you can send me some money if you want to send me some money, but no. That 500 subscriber mark and beyond, that just helps us. That just kind of gives us that confidence that you're watching us, that you love Boom Broadcasting, all the different content creators on Boom Broadcasting. We really appreciate it. And we're trying to get our name out there and really make an impact throughout podcasting. So we can use all the support we can get. If there's something you guys want to talk about, something you want to hear, please drop me a line, hit me a comment. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram. Hunt me down, check me out, shoot me a message. I'd be glad to talk to you and find out what's on your mind because I'd love to get on here and share some of your thoughts. So thank you guys very much for joining me. My name is Jason Colenso. This has been 3 from Deep. Give you a little shot, and I will see you on Saturday at 12 p.m. Thank you. Peace.